I wanted to share some foods that I use every day that people might think have gluten in them because they're starchy. Starch is not the same as gluten. So I just wanted to show you some examples of things that I use in everyday life and everyday cooking that are always naturally gluten-free. The first thing that I use on a totally regular basis is quinoa. I love quinoa. It has tons of protein and it's always naturally gluten-free. Another thing that people for some reason think has gluten in it is rice. I always use brown rice. I don't really know why. I guess because it's healthier than white rice, but it's also naturally gluten-free. White rice is of course also gluten-free. All kinds of rice are naturally gluten-free. The third thing that I use a lot are beans. These are raw beans, but beans in a can are gluten-free as well. Chickpeas, I use tons of chickpeas, black beans, they're all delicious, they're all really good for you, and they are naturally gluten-free. Another thing that people might not think about as naturally gluten-free are nuts. All kinds of nuts. Here I have almonds, and I love having almonds and raisins as a snack. It's really yummy, and don't knock it till you try it, because it's like sweet and crunchy and delicious. My personal favorite, potatoes. Hashtag potatoes are life. Potatoes are very starchy. No, they're not that great for you, but they're so versatile and they're so yummy, and they are always naturally gluten-free, as are sweet potatoes and any other kind of yam that's also better for you and also delicious and naturally gluten-free. If you want a really good treat, try Japanese yams. They are amazing. Another thing that I use a lot that's naturally gluten-free are herbal teas. You might want to check on flavored teas to make sure that there's no like cross-contamination, or if it says anywhere may contain traces of gluten. So check flavored teas. Of course, most spices are also naturally gluten-free, so stock up on all your cool spices. Another thing that I don't have today but are really, really yummy and a great substitute for pasta is rice noodles. Rice noodles are so delicious. I just wrote it on a piece of paper because I don't have any today. Rice noodles are really yummy. They cook so quickly and they're a great substitute for regular pasta. So those are my thoughts for today. Just because something has a lot of starch in it, that doesn't mean that it has gluten in it. So the next time you're at the grocery store and you're wondering if something is starchy, does that make it not gluten-free? Just remember, all fruits and vegetables are always naturally gluten-free unless they're mixed with something else. Rice is always gluten-free unless it's a rice mix. You might want to just check the back. A lot of them are gluten-free. Also, depending on how sensitive you are to gluten, if something may contain traces of gluten, it might be okay for you, or it might set someone else off like crazy with a really bad reaction. So just keep that in mind and don't forget to stay healthy.